I didn't even think of that. And I think if you could convince them that you do have connections and you can show them viable connections, like we have had these contracts in the past, we do have weight for these people, like that's something that the union would listen to. Like that's an investment. Like, yeah, you're a partner. That's something we can work with. That's a business deal. Like,
I mean, if this were Salt Lake and we were connected with the church, I mean,
Yeah.
Law of passion.
That's a lot of work right there. So,
Other thoughts from building trades folks on how they did convince you? Okay, community coalition, how do you feel about it?
It was tough to debate whether to ask them to lower their bid.
Yeah.
That was a concern, and the only way we justified it is that they would get more work in the long run. And then they had a really good point about, in the future, not building green, and would the environmentalists get in their way then? That was a good point, and something I'd have to put more thought into.
And a negotiation is basically what this is, like this, is, start out by trying to get on the table, what are our interests, what are your interests, really understanding the top priorities for each side, and then talking about, and you got this toward the end, what we have to offer each other. And I think that whether it's going to be something that you can convince them of or not, that here's what we could offer you to ensure more work in the future, is a good path to go, and it's better than just a bold statement that, well, this is going to result in more work. Really? And how are you going to make that happen? Well, we actually have a way that we think we can get you more work. A few things I think that would have really hurt things, I got to say, starting off with telling the construction workers, we have solutions to your problems, probably would have ended the meeting right there. And this is what environmentalists and community folks do way too often. They go into workers and they come across like arrogant elitists saying, you do this every day, but we have the solution to your problem. And the answer is, fuck you, we're out of here. So, I think you want to start by asking the folks on the other side, what are your goals here, and how can we help to achieve those goals? And you come in knowing that your answer is going to be, you want work, we got these connections. We can help on that. But particularly when it's, depending upon which of the various pieces of the community coalition you were involved with, with environmentalists who generally tend to be more college educated than building trades workers, they come in and tell, or factory workers, you come in and say, we've got solutions for you, that's the end of the discussion. They may not walk out, but they're going to stop listening. You want to get them to sort of give you guidance. And also that sort of milder level goes with, you probably have more leverage than you realize. I think you don't want to make that as a statement. You want to sort of get the other side to realize it without saying, because again, it sounds like you're saying, I know better than you do about your own lives and work. And depending on the kind of workers you're dealing with on the other side, if you're community or environmentalists or faith folks, if you sound like you think you know more about their lives or their work or their industry than they do, you're just not going to, they're going to stop listening. In fact, these building trades workers, even the one who's actually a building trades worker, are so much more amenable to your discussions than the building trades workers in Trace County. And it may be that that's more realistic, that because the labor movement is so much weaker here, they actually wouldn't be as hardline as they are in Tacoma. You're coming in with, the project's already happening. It's not going to stop. They've already got the work. They're not going to lose it, and they sure as hell aren't going to lower the rates they've already got promises.